Here are some examples of burnt remains. As you can see, as the bones are subjected to heat, the outer compact bone becomes discoloured and has developed a fracture. The longer bones are subjected to heat, or if the heat is increased, the morphology of the bones begin to change, as demonstrated in this image of a morphed tibia. Usually as a long straight bone, the heat has caused curvature due to dehydration.
Another characteristic of cremated bones are fractures which compromise the base structure. The structure is what protects the DNA from elements of degradation. Once this vital element is compromised, the DNA is also exposed to the damaging heat, resulting in the DNA being denatured and so rendering it unsuitable for DNA typing analysis. Thumbnail fractures are characteristic of cremated bones and can be clearly seen in the following two images. They are so named because of their resemblance to a thumbnail imprint.
This picture shows remains of the condition that would best match our case. The amount of DNA that can be recovered depends entirely on the heat that the bones have been subjected to and for how long. Now we have a short interview with a PhD student whose thesis revolves around cremated bones.
Zara, what's your specialist subject?
I'm a forensic anthropologist and I'm specialising in the analysis of burnt human remains.
In your opinion, what is the likelihood of successfully extracting the DNA from the Mexican students' bones that have been found?
Well, it really depends on the actual condition the bone is in, since obviously a lot of factors play a role, such as the temperature of the fire and how long they were exposed. I think from the information available, the fire in this case burned for like 14-15 hours and was like accelerated with petrol. And afterwards the bones were manually broken up as well, so likelihood's not that great. Again, I haven't seen the remains myself, so I can't really comment, but you might have a chance from teeth or something to still get some DNA, but I wouldn't hold my hopes up too high in this case.
Okay. Thank you.
As Sarah mentioned, it is unlikely that DNA will be recovered from the bones in this case, but another avenue to explore could be teeth. Teeth are a useful source of DNA and can survive extreme conditions. The richest source of DNA and the most likely in burnt remains is in the root body of the tooth. This is because they are situated in the mandible and maxilla, which is the most protected part of the tooth. However, we have chosen to move away from DNA recovery and analysis and onto the teeth as a whole structure. If whole sets of teeth or teeth with unique characteristics can be found, they can be used to identify individuals.
These photos show teeth recovered from what was believed to be Hitler's burnt remains. As you can see, there are unique features on these teeth, such as cement fillings and, more importantly, gold bridges. This evidence was pivotal to identifying the cremated remains as Hitler's, as the rest of the remains were reduced to little more than ash. These X-rays were taken to resolve a sinus issue that Hitler had, but were later used to match the location of bridges and fillings found in the dental remains. They were a match. Finally, images used in Nazi propaganda and political promotions were utilised to confirm the shape of the teeth in the jawbone. These pictures show the prominent features that help to identify Hitler, such as signs of periodontal disease.